Where do we begin?
Yeah. All right, I guess we haven't done one of these in a long time, so this is a life update because so much has changed in the last 12 months, and I think we've been battling with like how much to share and how much not to share, right?
Yeah, there's been a fine line between wanting to stay positive and also wanting to share what's actually happening in our personal lives and being authentic, and also just needing time to process what we've been through the last year as well, to really be able to know how to word it, to actually know what's actually happened to us. I guess we'll start from when we were back in Thailand. That's probably the best place to start. Life was going really, really great for us in Thailand. We felt like we had found a good home base. Life was very peaceful and quiet, and it was a great place for us to start off as new parents. And everything felt really easy, and life was just going along really great. But there did feel like there was something missing, which was community and family, and we have touched on that a little bit as to one of the reasons why we had initially decided we wanted to move to Canada.
I think because we were there for nearly 2 years, it was going over in my head like, is this just where we're going to stay? Because yeah, like Mandy said, everything was easy, but I found myself driving around sort of thinking like, are we going to actually like go through the steps of setting up a business here and trying to buy like a home and like putting Lila in like some kind of a daycare school system? Like, is this really what we want? And it just didn't really feel right, because I think while Thailand's awesome, and this is Thailand in general, but especially Hua Hin, it felt like we were just sort of in like this retirement village.
Yeah, like we had skipped the whole like middle part of our life, and we had just gone straight to retirement, which our lifestyle, I guess, can be that. But also there was the thing about not being able to own property in Thailand that really, we couldn't get past that. And it's hard to feel like something is ever yours if it never actually is yours.
And then, and just not all the things we envisioned like Lila having access to as a kid, like simple things like going on hiking trails or going for like to parks. And it's hard to explain, but something just felt like this isn't going to be it for us. So
forever. Yeah. So after 2 years of being in Thailand, we had family come to visit us, and we were sold on the idea of having like a community and moving back to Canada, where I'm originally from. I hadn't lived there in 10 years, and Lloyd has family there. We thought we were going to be coming into having support system for us as new parents, and that wasn't the case, unfortunately, when we arrived there. We had a lot of broken promises given to us, some personal betrayals that we won't get into too much, but there's a lot of heartbreak for us, to be honest, when we got back to Canada. And
our plan was go to Canada, move our business over there, and sort of get into property and live like a normal lifestyle while also having a YouTube channel and traveling out of Canada. So Canada would be our home base. We found ourselves in a really challenging position because we moved into a place that was brand new, didn't have a postal address, and for whatever reason we're in a rural town, and like you just couldn't order anything online to this address, which it was a totally unfurnished place. At the same time, Lila had been really easy with sleeping and everything, and it just got extremely difficult as soon as we got there, like a week after we got there.
Yeah, and on top of that, we were also dealing with a couple of extortion attempts. So it was a very high stress time for us.
Yeah, and we had a vehicle set up to get when we got there, but the finance just kept getting pushed back and pushed back. So we found ourselves like in a new country with no vehicle, a house that we couldn't really furnish because we couldn't get anything in there, and it was almost impossible to like work and do what we do. And on top of it, like Mandy mentioned, we had the stress of some extortion attempts coming after us, which we did detail in a few videos that are now been removed. And we don't really want to talk about it too much because it's just negativity, and we don't even want to like speak this person's name because it feels like it's giving them validation. But I guess what we're trying to say is a lot of stuff just happened all at once, not really how we planned it at all. And it felt like after a while, just we had to really sit down and think like, is this even the right decision anymore? Because it doesn't feel like it.
It felt too forced, and for me, in the past, what I've understood is if something feels forced, it's probably not for you, and that was really sad because we thought we had finally reached, like, you know, the purpose of this channel at the beginning was us documenting moving to Bali, but then it became us wanting to find our forever home, and we have still been trying to grasp at that since the beginning, and we thought we had finally like reached the pinnacle of that, and it was like everything came crumbling down at one time, and it felt like we lost like everything. We lost like close friendships and relationships, and it was like, yeah, we lost everything at one time, it felt like.
Yeah, and we'd started these side projects as well at the same time. Like we just, I think in retrospect, just tried doing way too much all at the same time with a young baby. Looking back on it, like we probably, I guess, rushed into a few decisions.
Yeah, I mean, we've always been very like, just make a decision and follow through with it. We don't really like sit on things long enough, and I think that's been a really big learning experience for us, to not make emotional decisions or quick decisions as much anymore. Definitely learned that this year.
We're also grappling with like these two different angles of wanting to have a home and a place to call ours, but wanting the freedom to be able to move around and do what we want. And unfortunately, like, you have to give up one to have the other, at least at the stage of our lives we're in right now. Like, and it felt like trying to set up roots in Canada was actually going against everything we've been working towards for the last few years.
Yeah.
Because you do have to give up a lot of freedoms if you're going to set up a home base in somewhere like Canada.
Yeah.
Like, there's tax implications, there's a lot of costs involved, like the cost of living is very expensive, and it's not that easy to just move around there. It's a big country, it's not that close to a lot of places. So we thought, being optimists, we could just figure it out and make it work, and maybe we could have if we did a few things differently, but I think everything happened for a reason, and we sort of learnt the lesson that maybe that's not the right type of life for us right now.
Yeah.
All right guys, we're just going to take a real quick break from this video to tell you about today's sponsor, which is Holafly. So a lot of people ask how we stay connected while we're traveling, especially now that we're doing all of this with a baby. And honestly, the simple answer to that is Holafly eSIMs. Holafly offers unlimited data plans in over 200 destinations worldwide, including right here in Indonesia. So whether we're exploring Bali or headed off to our next adventure, we're always connected using Holafly. And the best part is how easy it is to install. Everything is digital. There's no airport SIM counter to deal with, no tiny plastic SIM cards to swap out, and no risk of surprise roaming charges. With Holafly, you choose your destination and you're connected the moment you land. It literally takes less than 2 minutes to install. And here in Bali, it's been a game changer for us. We've had strong, reliable data everywhere we go, whether it's at the beach, in the mountains, in the rice terraces. We use it for things like Google Maps, translations, uploading stories, messaging friends, booking rides. And because the data is unlimited, we never have to worry about running out. Also, if you're planning a multi-country trip around Southeast Asia or beyond, Holafly also has regional plans that cover whole continents, which is insane value. So if you've got a trip coming up, we highly recommend checking out Holafly. I will leave the link down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment. Just don't forget to use code Lloyd and Mandy at checkout and you'll get 5% off.
So ultimately, we went down to Mexico, not sure if we were going to go back to Canada or not. And while we were there, we just sort of remembered why we had started this channel and what our original goal was of freedom and being able to see the world, and that we didn't have to have such a constructed life that everyone else does. When we became parents, I think we kind of, out of just looking around us and not knowing many other parents, kind of followed in suit of what other people do when they become parents, what the right thing is to do. Some things we were doing different, but other things, like there was a bit of pressure maybe to become a certain way and to act a certain way as parents. But now that we've kind of gotten over the hurdle and we're feeling more comfortable with ourselves as a mother and a father, knowing that we are making the right decisions for our daughter and ourselves, it became apparent to us as well when we got there that it was the best place for Bear. Bear is getting older. He's about 8 years old now, and the flights and hot weather was really starting to wear on him as well. So this is also something that was quite heavy for us. While we were in Thailand, we loved having him there. We made some incredible memories with him, but also just seeing how the weather and the climate just wasn't the best for him kind of wore on our minds as well. Which ultimately left us with the decision that we knew Bear had to stay in Canada. When it came down to it that Canada wasn't where we wanted to base ourselves, after 3 months of being there, we decided that it wasn't the right place for us.
Yeah, so many people have reached out asking about him. He's not going to be traveling the world with us because it doesn't serve him at all. So he's back in Canada. He's staying with people we know and trust. I think that's best for him. We managed to get him all the way around the world for nearly 4 years. As great as it was and as good a memories as we have, it was very self-serving. At the end of the day, like, we just had to make a tough decision, which was what's best for us and what's best for him. And so it's definitely the best move for him. Like, we can't travel freely with a dog. Like, it's just impossible.
We have, and we did. We spent tens of thousands of dollars doing so, but his health at the end of the day, like, that's what started to worry us, especially with him getting older. And at the end of the day, he wants to be in one spot, swimming in lakes and rivers and not on flights anymore.
Yeah.
So we're going to cherish the memories that we have with him all over the world, but it was time for him to hang up his travel boots.
And we had to make so many travel decisions based on Bear.
Yeah.
Like, half the reason we did the RV trip was because of Bear. And like going to Mexico and Thailand and leaving Bali, like, a lot of these decisions were partially based on Bear.
Yeah.
And then when you add up that it's not really what's best for him as well, it's kind of like, why are we making these decisions? We need to sort of make a tough choice and pull our socks up and just really.
Yeah. So that was another really tough blow this year. Just basically saying goodbye to him. Like, we'll get to visit him and see him when we go back to Canada. But I guess just the end of an era.
A new way of looking at Canada is somewhere where we want to visit and go, like, on holidays for now. But I don't think setting up a home there is what's right for us.
No.
Anyway, that's all in the past. So let's talk about the future. Today's actually 4 years to the day where we left Australia and started making content. We've been looking back on the last 4 years, just feeling like, I don't know, like, I can't really believe how much has happened and how much we've been able to achieve in these 4 years. We left Australia on a one-way ticket to Bali, not knowing if we were going to be home in a couple of months because we're going to run out of money, or if, like, I didn't even think the YouTube channel was going to be anything, let alone a full-time income and full-time job for the last 4 years.
Yeah, it happened so quickly, and it was like we were learning how to fly a plane while it was up in the air, trying to keep it going.
And so, because it's been 4 years to the day, I think we're kind of looking at this as like almost like a fresh start. We have our daughter. We feel like Mandy said earlier, like, we've kind of figured out parenthood a little bit and feel more comfortable. And we've got this amazing opportunity to travel around with her and experience the world. I mean, while she's still young and while we don't have any obligations or ties to any one certain place, like, we can go and we can enjoy the freedom that we've created, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, for a while I think we focused so much on, like, the fact that we didn't have somewhere, that it was like something's wrong with us that we can't have somewhere, but there must be a reason, like, you know, the universe or God or whatever must want us to keep going and keep traveling, and it's what feels natural to us, I think, the most, and we're just going to make the most of it and just see how far we can go.
So even though, like, we don't have a home per se, Bali, I think, really is our home base. It's somewhere we keep coming back to. It's like our third time we spent time here, and every time we feel burnt out physically and mentally, we come here and we feel like we can recuperate. So I think from now on, when we get that feeling of like
homesick,
we need a home, instead of just like packing it all in and trying to move to Thailand or Canada or whatever, like we're just going to come and spend an extended period of time here in Bali because we do know people here. We've got friends here.
The yoga's good, the jiu-jitsu, gyms, massages, food, like it definitely ticks all the boxes as far as a home base for Asia. So definitely when we're on this side of the world, we'll keep coming back here.
I think we're looking at it like our default sort of home, away from home.
Yeah.
I mean, we're building something that is worthwhile and meaningful. It generates a good income as well. It's a good way of life. It's a good way of living. And I think we were taking that for granted a little bit and just focusing on the fact that we thought we needed a home. So now we're going to go back to having fun and adventure and sharing that with Lila. She's got to the age where she's actually like noticing things and interacting and like she's almost talking.
She's joking now. She understands jokes.
Yeah.
And life got so serious for a while, and I think that even translated into our content as well. Like Lloyd and I have always been like very jokey and non-serious with each other, and when life got serious, we got serious, and that translated into the content. So like we want to get back to just being like, you know, Lloyd and Mandy, as you know, the people that have been following us for a long time remember us as not being so serious and like worried about life anymore.
There's so much noise about like what's wrong with the world at the moment, and I think we want to focus on like the good parts.
Yeah.
What's good about the world. Like even in the small amount of countries we've traveled over the last 4 years, like we've seen the best in humanity, and we want to share that with Lila, like rather than feeling like we're part of this system that's just like
doom and gloom all the time.
Yeah.
And go back to being happy and bringing on the positivity. And I think that's why we struggled so much with being able to share this sort of negative side of what was actually going on behind the scenes with you guys. But we hope you understand now, and that we can start off on honest, like being our authentic selves again, and just on a fresh new start, but like how we used to be.
Less consuming, more creating.
Yes. That's right. We've got some pretty big plans.
I was just going to say, should we mention like where we're thinking about going?
I think we should keep it a surprise because it's still early. But if you have suggestions on where you think you would like to see us go, we'd love to hear it. Anything is open. We want to bring as much value as we can to this channel. We've been blessed with the opportunity to get to travel like this and just to kind of go anywhere. So let us know what you guys would like to see. We love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking with us these last 4 years. We can't wait to see what the next 4 bring, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.